Hey guys, it's Coding Jesus. Today we are going to be learning about default and optional parameters. Now I apologize for my shitty lighting, my shitty hair, and the shitty environment that I am at right now. Not my own apartment, but nonetheless, what I can promise you is that while the environment, lighting, and hair is shitty, the code will not be shitty. And you care about the code, so let's jump right into it. Okay, so we're going to be using Godbolt here as our compiler of choice. Of course, we use Godbolt because it makes us seem smarter than we actually are. Now let's get into the content. This is our agenda here. So we'll first talk about what the hell a default or optional parameter is. Okay. Before we do that, let's discuss what a user-defined parameter is. So let's say we have this function called add. So int add, and it's going to take x, it's going to take in y, and it's going to add the 2. Okay. Very simple. We pass in two variables, 1 and 1, and we should get 2 printed out right here. And indeed, that's the case, we get 2. Simple enough. Now, what if we know that, on average, most of the time, we're going to add a number with another fixed number, a number that per se has a default value. So we can do that by assigning a variable a default value. So let's say we know we're going to add a number x plus another number y, and y is usually going to be 0. So we can give it a default value of 0, such that we can now write add as such. Add will now produce the value 1 because we give it a 1 as a user-defined parameter, but we have a default parameter with a value of 0. So 1 plus 0 is 1. Now let's say we don't want the default parameter anymore. We don't need to get rid of the default parameter. What we can instead do is still provide this function a user-defined parameter for y. So y will not take on 0, instead it will take on another number, a number that we decide. So let's say we want to add 1 plus 2, and that number is 3. Okay, so now you know what a default or optional parameter is. Now you're probably asking, okay, Coding Jesus, when the hell would I use this? I'm going to give you an example, and of course this is an example. No need to get too technical here. Let's just say we want to get or create a logger. And let's say we want to give the logger a name, and we know that most of the time we're going to give that logger the same name, or rather, we want that logger to write to the same log file every time. And we want that log file to be called logfile.log. So let's go ahead and make a function called getLogFileName. And we want to give it the default parameter, this includes string here, of logFileName, logfile.log. So logFileName equals logfile.log. And then, when this gets called by the callee, it will return the logFileName. Most of the time, people decide that they want their log file to be called logfile.log, but sometimes somebody might want to change it up. So they might provide their own user-defined log file name, and that's exactly what's going on here. If I want to provide my own user-defined log file name, I'll type in whatever, so I might say something like this. Get log file name, and I say, I don't want to call it logfile.log, I want to call it pooplog.txt. Okay, I can do that. Now what I can also do is decide to not provide any parameters and allow that log file to be assigned the default value of logfile.log. So instead of seeing pooplog.txt here, what we are going to see is logfile.log. There we go, logfile.log. Okay, now where can I put these default parameters? So how many can I have and where can I put them? You can have an infinite amount of default parameters, so I can have int z equals 2, int a equals 3, but all of these default parameters have to be rightmost. They have to be at the rightmost position. You cannot have a default parameter that is to the left of a parameter that is not a default parameter. So this is not kosher. You can't do this. That won't work. It won't compile. Okay? All default parameters must be to the right of the last non-default parameter. Okay, quite simple. Now, what if I want to forward declare a function with a default parameter? What do I do? All right, so let's say you have a file called poop.h and you have a file called poop.cpp. Let's say you want to declare the function add in poop.h. and you want to define it in poop.cpp. So in poop.h, we declare it as such with the default parameters in place. But in poop.cpp, rather, what we do is we declare the same function, but without those parameters having their default values. So we do something like this. We define add as such. Int z, int a, and here we do our x plus y plus z plus a. Okay? So we define the function here, or sorry, we declare the function here, and we define the function in .cpp. Declare the function in .h, define the function in .cpp, and do not include the default values in this .cpp file. Okay, that's how you forward declare a function with default parameters. Now let's talk about something that is probably a question on everybody's mind is, what about function overloading? What goes on here? Okay, let's take a look first at a function. Let's call it func int x, and we're going to give it one default parameter, y, and we're going to do once again x plus y. This y, this default parameter, does not count towards the function's uniqueness. What counts towards a function's uniqueness? The type of its parameters, the count of its parameters, and the name of the function. The return value does not matter for a function signature. So what you'll end up happening is that if I decide to also declare another function with the same name and the same first parameter and not the default parameter, what you will see is that these two function calls are ambiguous and the compiler cannot resolve the function call. So if I want to do std_cout and I want to print the result of func, I'll get a compiler error. These two calls are ambiguous. The reason being is because the compiler really sees this. When it looks at this function with the default parameter, what it sees is something like this. Let's pretend the y isn't there for the sake of simplicity and compilation. What it sees is this. So it sees two of the same functions, and it doesn't know which one to call, right? It's kind of like a redefinition, only that it's ambiguous because this one has another parameter that's set to a default value, and it doesn't know whether it should take the parameter with the default value or the parameter without the default value. Okay, and that's why we have this compilation error, the overload if it is ambiguous. Alright guys, that's the end of the video. Hopefully you liked it. If you liked it, smash the thumbs up button, subscribe. I look forward to making a lot more videos. Teaching C++ is something that I like doing, I like teaching. And if you didn't like this video, double tap the thumbs down button, guys. Rage on that thumbs down button, but make sure that the amount of times you tap it is evenly divisible by 2, okay? So thanks for listening, guys. Cheers.